What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dollar Mike back at again with another video, another dividend portfolio update video, a monthly video that I always do for you guys every single month, no matter what's going on in my life. I try to always make sure I pump this video out, and this month is pretty much no different. So let's jump right into it. Let's talk about all the dividend income that I received for the month of November of 2022. Tomorrow will be a portfolio update video, and the stock market is looking pretty good right now, so hopefully it can hold it steady and we'll get a nice little chunk of money the rest of this year, all the kind of good stuff. Either way, let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into the video. Let's go. Before we jump into the portfolio and see all that passive income, just want to let you guys know that right now the portfolio is netting pretty much $1,400 of passive income every single year. That will continuously increase as I put more money into the portfolio. Now let's open the Robinhood app on up and see what we got going on. You guys know what I'm talking about. Let's see what we got. Robinhood, Face ID, and we are in. Right now the portfolio is sitting at a nice $40,000, $40,993.57 as I'm recording this video. And of course, we'll see how things play out for the rest of this week. Right now I'm recording this on a Wednesday, November 30th, the last day of November. All right, so we ended the last month with ticker symbol BGS, and that was for $24.84. Overall, that's not in my portfolio anymore. I talked about that in a previous video, so make sure you watch those previous dividend videos to find out why, but it's not in the portfolio anymore, so I shouldn't receive any more passive income from ticker symbol BGS. The first dividend I received on November, that was on November 1st, and that was also reinvested back into that underlying stock. That was for ticker symbol VZ, and that stands for Verizon, and that was for $24.42. That's for holding about 37 shares of Verizon stock, and if we scroll on down, we can see that's about 65 cents per share when it comes to a payout. If we go and click on Verizon stock right now, it's sitting at about $38 a share. Overall, I have about 40 shares of Verizon with plans to add more. Overall, I think Verizon will be just fine for the long term. I think they just got a heavy beating on this year when it comes to 2022, and I think it'll be fine going forward. So I'm not too worried about Verizon stock, as most of the stocks in my portfolio to date right now. But past Verizon stock, we can go on over to the next dividend payout, and the next dividend payout was on November 2nd of 2022, and that's for ticker symbol LOW, or Lowe's. Lowe's, if you guys know, is the home improvement company or home improvement store like Home Depot. This was also reinvested back into Lowe's stock, and this was $5.65. If we go ahead and check that out, that's for about $1.05 per share that I hold right now, or when I got paid this out, I held about 5.3 shares, and right now when it comes to Lowe's stock, it's sitting at about $212 a share. So not a cheap stock price by any means. It takes some time to buy some more shares of this and overall get a higher position when it comes to, or I guess a better position when it comes to getting more in passive income when it comes to their dividends. If we scroll on down on Lowe's, I have about 5.4 shares still hanging around that price point. Overall, I'm up about 20% with plans to buy more Lowe's. Overall, Lowe's or Home Depot, I don't think you can really go wrong with either one. I personally like Lowe's just a little bit more, so that's just my personal taste. Past Lowe's stock, what do we got? We have ticker symbol JEPI or JEPI. That stands for JPMorgan Equity Premium Trust or something on those lines. I talked about it as one of my replacements for QYLD back earlier this year. I would say about June, July of this year. Regardless, they paid me on November 7th of 2022. Reinvested back into JEPI stock, and that's for $25.32. That's for holding about 41 shares of JEPI stock, and overall that's about 60 cents per share when it comes to a payout. If we go on in on JEPI, right now it's sitting at $56.86 a share right now. We scroll on down, I have about 42 shares right now, overall of about 3%. This isn't one that you just hold on forever, but overall, if you want some nice passive income and you want it kind of quick and you're going to get a nice dividend yield on your money, then this might be something that might interest you. Definitely do your own research and find out if that works best for you. I think it's a pretty cool little derivative income type of stock that you can be invested in. There are others on the stock market that are great as well, but JEPI I think is pretty cool. Overall, the dividend yield right now says the 30-day dividend yield is about 14%, but on average with JEPI, I think you're going to receive anywhere between about 8 to a 10% dividend yield every single month. So past JEPI stock, we got ticker symbol AAPL, which stands for Apple, one of the best companies in the world, if not the best. But when you look at it on paper, one of the best companies in the world, we all can have our own opinions. Either way, Apple right now, November 10th of 2022 was also reinvested back into Apple stock to earn me even more on the next dividend payout, and that was for $5.54. And we go ahead and check on Apple stock. I have about 24 shares of Apple stock right now. Overall, that's about 23 cents per share. Apple isn't a huge dividend payer. I don't need them to be. I'd rather them invest more of that money back into Apple as a company and make me more money when it comes to just holding Apple shares for the long term. I hope Apple will reinvest all their money to make better products in the future. And that's what typically you would want from a company like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and something like that, where they might not pay a dividend at all, or they might pay you a very, very, very small dividend like Apple does. If we go on in on Apple stock right now, it's sitting at $148.15 a share right now. Overall, everything's been pretty much up to date. It's been a great day for the stock market just because Jerome Powell came out and said that the federal interest rates might not go up as much as they plan to in December. We'll see how the rate hikes work over the next couple of weeks. We'll see if they do it, if they do 75 basis points or 50 basis points. I've talked about this in a previous video, and I'll probably talk about it again depending on whatever the Fed decides to do going forward in the rest of this month, or I guess next month, but probably this month when you're watching this video. Either way, the point is, stock market rallied on that, so most stocks today are up, which is great news because that means we're making money. Scroll down on Apple, have about 24 shares still of Apple stock, overall up about 10%, and like I said before, the dividend yield on Apple stock is a little low. Of course, it's not meant to be high, 0.64 dividend yield, and that's paid out every single quarter if you're wondering. Go back on it. Let's see what else we got for the month of November. We got ticker symbol O, or Realty income. That's on November 15th of 2022. That was also reinvested back into O stock to earn me even more on that next payout. And that's for $2.94. That's for holding about 11.8 shares of O. And overall, that's about 25 cents per share when it comes to the payout. If we go on in on O stock Realty income, that's about $63.22 a share right now, which is pretty good considering the stock price hasn't really fell too much this entire year, only down about $6 over the past year, and over the past 3 months, still down about $6. So definitely hasn't moved too much over the entire year, which I think is a great thing to happen, especially when other stocks have dropped 80% in a single year. I think it's nice to see something that only dropped about 9% or 10%. Great. Regardless, we scroll on down. Right now, I have about 17 shares, so I have a little bit more on that next dividend payout, and this is also one of the best monthly paying dividend stocks I personally believe you can be invested into. If we scroll on down, you can see I have a gain with it, which I'm not too worried about right now. And the dividend yield right now is also around 5%, which isn't bad. Can't complain. It's very safe. They can definitely afford it. Nothing to worry about here when it comes to Realty income or O. And I'll definitely be buying more. I wish I could get it for a little bit lower of a price. I honestly want to get it for under $60 a share, really under my overall average cost, and that would be great. So if it happens, it happens. It doesn't, it's okay. That's fine. If the stock price just continues to go up, great. But overall, there's space for it to go up or down in this market right now. It's pretty crazy. So let's go on over to the next stock, and the next stock is ticker symbol ALLY, or Ally Bank, or Ally Financial. This was on November 15th of 2022, also reinvested back into Ally stock, and this is for $10.72. If we go ahead and click on that, that's for about 35 shares of Ally Financial, and they paid me about 30 cents per share when it comes to that payout. If we go ahead and view Ally stock right now, it's sitting at about $27 a share. So you already know what I'm doing. I'm personally a big Ally Financial or Ally Bank fan. So I'll definitely be buying more Ally shares going forward over the next couple of weeks and months as time goes on, especially at this low price point that I personally believe in. So $27 a share. Overall, I have about 40 shares of Ally right now, and the average cost of about $36. Not too crazy, but you can see my overall return with them is about 25% loss. So, you don't lose anything realistically in the stock market unless you sell. I have no intentions on selling Ally Financial at all. I definitely have more intentions on buying even more shares, which will overall lower my average cost, which is exactly what you want to do if you want to be a long-term investor. And when it comes to dividend investing, about the same thing. Overall, dollar cost average, hold for the long term, and I think you'll be just okay. Just invest in the right companies, but we talk about that on the channel all the time. If we scroll on down on Ally Financial, it's almost at a 5% dividend yield, which is great. This doesn't pay you a dividend every single month, but it is every single quarter. And regardless, you can ride the wave back on up. And we talked about this in a previous video. So make sure you check those videos out because It's good stuff. Past Ally Financial, we got ticker symbol what? Ticker symbol STAG or Stag Industrial. Stag does actually pay you every single month. And Stag, this was on November 15th of 2022, also reinvested back into Stag stock, and that's for $6.90. That's for holding about 56 shares of Stag. Overall, 12 cents per payout when it comes to each share that you may have. And right now, Stag is sitting at about $32 a share when it comes to the stock price. We scroll on down Stag stock. I still have about 56 shares. Not currently adding any more Stag right now. Overall, my portfolio diversity is pretty high on Stag, in my opinion, about 5%. Overall, I'm down about 13% when it comes to my investment. And I'll probably just hold on to what I have right now. Overall, I could average down a little bit more, but overall, I really want to focus on a couple of other stocks right now in my portfolio. And I'm not really looking to add any more money right now for Stag. But if you're trying to get into Stag initially or just starting out, I think this is a great investment. I think they'll be fine long term. I would like to see a little bit more dividend growth from them, but we'll see what happens over the next coming years. We scroll on down. Around 5% as well when it comes to that dividend payout. A lot of dividends right now, I talked about this in my previous Dividend Golden Ages video, a lot of dividend stocks right now are simply doing well when it comes to dividend payouts, and they can actually afford to make these dividend payouts. So I think it's a great time to start investing into dividend stocks because they're so cheap of a price versus what they were literally a year and a half, 2 years ago. Just saying, just putting it out there. I don't know everything, but I think this will work out. If we go past on Stag, we got ticker symbol KMI. That stands for Kinder Morgan, and that's on November 15th of 2022. That was also reinvested back into Kinder Morgan stock, and that's for $14.40. That's for holding about 51.9 or 52 shares, and that's about 27 cents, 28 cents roughly per share when it comes to the payout. If we go on in on Kinder Morgan stock, it's sitting right now at about $19 a share. Still, I think a great price for a natural gas-like company. We aren't moving towards natural gas, especially under the current administration that we have when it comes to energy. But I still think natural gas isn't going to magically go anywhere over the next 5 to 10 years. So I think we'll still need it as a country and overall use it as a country for a very long time going forward, at least for the next 5 or 10 years. And that's what I'm pretty much betting on by investing into Kinder Morgan stock. Right now, sitting at I have about 52 shares of Kinder Morgan. No plans to really buy anymore. I'm going to hold on to what I pretty much got. I might buy a little bit, but only if the stock price drops below my average cost, which right now is about $17. If we scroll on down on Kinder Morgan stock, it's almost a 6% dividend yield, and this is also a quarterly paying dividend stock, I believe. So if you're interested, check it out. Past Kinder Morgan, we got ticker symbol MAIN or Main Street Capital, also on November 15th of 2022. This was for $7.92, also reinvested back into Main Street Capital stock. 35 shares pretty much for holding it, and overall 22 cents per share when it comes to the payout. Going in, we can look at Main Street Capital sitting right now at $38 a share. Scroll on down, I still have about my 36 shares. I have plans to buy more, and honestly, I think this is actually probably the perfect time for me to grab a little bit more, considering it's not too much more than my overall average cost. So I have no issue with picking up some more Main Street Capital. They pay you a consistent monthly paying dividend, which I love to see, and overall the dividend yield right now is almost at 7%. Can't complain with that, and they can afford it. So I'm not too worried about it. So I'll definitely be picking up some more Main Street Capital probably within the next month. Just letting you guys know. Past Main Street Capital, we got ticker symbol PSEC. I've had this stock on my portfolio for some time now. It has not been reinvested, or nothing gets reinvested back into PSEC because I don't want to change my average cost. I don't really want to put any more money into it. I just collect $7.15 every single month, and I have a cool average cost with it. But this is on November 17th for 119 shares of holding it pretty much, and also a 6 cents per share payout. We can go on into PSEC stock. It's sitting right now at about $7.74. I personally got into PSEC when it's around $3 to $4 a share, so haven't bought any more since that point. Don't plan on buying any more since that point, and that's pretty much it. Just gonna hold what I got. If they cut the dividend, I sell the stock. If they lower too much in price, then I'll probably still sell the stock as well. Overall, I've made my money, both a full-blown return on the actual share price increasing, and also a full-blown return on all the dividends I received from PSEC, where I think it was a good investment overall. And I'm still holding on to it, simply collecting dividend income every single month that I just put back into my portfolio to do whatever I want to do with. Past that, we scroll on down. The dividend yield is almost around 10% right now, which is great. And like I said, it's been very consistent. If you want to see, we can scroll on down right here, show more, and we can just filter this for dividends. they've been paying me a consistent dividend for a long time now, all 2021. You can see some of them, the numbers are fluctuating because this is when I had a little bit less, and this is also when I was reinvesting. But yeah, they've been paying me a dividend since I've been on the stock market, pretty much around that. Yeah, June of 2020. So I started investing in this portfolio around March, April of 2020. So I've been getting dividends from them for a long time. Just saying. And it's been very consistent, never miss a beat, never miss a month. I love to see it. And we love to see it as dividend investors. Past Prospect Capital, though, we got ticker. So, actually, past Prospect Capital, we have nothing because the rest of it is going into December. And you can see some of them right there. We love the passive income, and that's pretty much it. But when it comes to overall how much passive income I receive for the month of November, let's talk about it. Let's do the calculation because honestly, I don't remember. I'm going to guess and say it was around $110. I think that's somewhere around it, but let me just double check with you. Yep, pretty much on the money. $110.96 for all the passive income that I receive when it comes to the Robinhood portfolio in November of 2022. So there you guys go. Not too deep into it. Didn't want to jump too deep into it. Wanted to make it pretty quick, pretty cool. Portfolio updates coming tomorrow. And I have 3 other videos that are actually pretty much on the back burner. I just haven't released them, and they'll be out very shortly. So probably another one later this week after the portfolio update, and then probably 2 or 3 more next week on top of that. Some other stuff I'm working for in the background that you'll see when it releases. So that'd be fun. It'll be on this channel, on the second channel, so check that out. And then probably just on, I don't know, wherever else I decide to post some more content because I'm trying. I'm doing a lot. I'm doing 20,000 things right now, but we're going to get it done regardless. Either way, I hope you guys had a great holiday when it comes to Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. We're a little late for that. But you know, the holidays are not over yet, and the holidays are an extremely busy time of year that you just spend with your family and friends. Just letting you guys know, just putting that out there, just giving my quick spiel, you know. So that's pretty much what I've been doing, and yeah, it's been pretty pleasant, not gonna lie. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed your holiday, and I hope you are still enjoying it into the end of 2022, and that's pretty much it. I'll catch you guys in the next video, which won't be long. We're getting back on track, I promise you. I'm out. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay positive. Stay hydrated. Dollar Mike. Peace.